hopes of fulfilling a lifelong yearning to find her voice. She's overcoming her fear of speaking and working to develop her communication skills through formulating her thoughts as she writes her speeches and practicing her delivery in this nourishing environment. Today she'll present, ironically, from the 7th project and Competent Communicator as well, research your topic, and nourish us with her strategy for eating to live. And that's the title of her speech, Eating to Live, and it will be 8 to 10 minutes. Will you help me welcome Colleen? We'll just have some prompts to move. And no, this is not an infomercial. But it should be pretty good. Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and special guests.
Good morning.
The month of February is dedicated to matters of the heart. On Valentine's Day, we celebrated romance and love. But did you know that the rest of February is devoted to increasing awareness of heart disease and prevention to help us keep our loved ones healthy? Heart disease takes the lives of far too many people in this country. My dad died 31 years ago at the age of 52. He had a sudden heart attack while on vacation. It was devastating to our family. Heart disease is one of the most preventable of all diseases, and yet it's America's #1 killer, and has been since 1921. Most people who develop heart disease, at least 8 in every 10, have one or more major risk factors that are within their power to change. These include lack of exercise, high blood pressure, and abnormal cholesterol levels. There are ways to tackle these risk factors that you can include in your daily life. Today, in the limited time that I have, I'll focus on one small piece of the prevention strategy and give you some practical ideas you can incorporate in your diet today. Cholesterol. It plays a role in over half of all heart attacks. But since an elevated reading of over 200 rarely comes with any worrisome symptoms, it's often ignored. Of all the random numbers that you have stored in your mental database, your kid's cell phone number, your first house address, your favorite lottery pick, do you know your cholesterol number? If you don't, you're not alone. Despite the strong connection between cholesterol and heart disease, nearly 36 million American adults have never had their cholesterol checked. Last year, my total cholesterol was 210. That's too high, especially with my family history. The cause of my dad's heart attack was arteriosclerosis, partly caused by high cholesterol. Hardening of the arteries is a common disorder that occurs when fat, cholesterol, and other substances build up in the walls of the arteries and form structures called plaques. Normally, blood cells should flow smoothly through our arteries. Cholesterol and inflammation cause blockages and clots that then cause heart attacks. The good news is there are some simple actions that we can take to lower our risk. The first step for me was to open my eyes to the truth of what I was eating. In Luke 11:34, Jesus says, "If our eye is healthy, our whole body will be full of light." I had to strip away my illusion about food and reorient myself toward eating a realistic, healthy diet. Food is fuel. The more nutritionally balanced it is, the more optimal we will feel and perform. my journey of cholesterol lowering by adding fiber to my diet. The recommended allowance is between 25 and 35 grams per day. I replaced my morning protein bar with oatmeal. Oatmeal is a wonder food. One serving of oatmeal contains 5 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber. It costs 18 cents and takes 2 minutes to make. I amp it up by adding walnuts and blueberries. My next step was increasing antioxidants in my diet. Antioxidants interface with our blood to reduce free radicals that cause inflammation. I'm going to make a smoothie for you this morning to show how I do it. Antioxidants are found in our fruits and in our vegetables. So I always start with a banana, throw it in. I've got some strawberries and blueberries. You pick nice, colorful things. Another thing I add is spinach and kale. You might be surprised. Kale is another power food. It's full of antioxidants. This is an experiment. I need protein because I eat mostly a plant-based diet. So I put some protein powder in there. And then flaxseed. Ground up flaxseed, not whole flax seeds. Some people call flaxseed one of the most powerful plants on the planet. It contains omega-3. Research suggests that plant omega-3, I put in some orange juice to thin it down, that plant omega-3s help the cardiovascular system by several different mechanisms, including an anti-inflammatory action. Several studies suggest that diets rich in flaxseed help prevent hardening of the arteries and keep plaque from being deposited in our arteries, partly by keeping the white blood cells from sticking to the blood vessels in their linings. A tablespoon of flaxseed added to your food habitually, like smoothies, soups, or stews, will really help your blood cholesterol level. And no one notices if you don't tell them. So your kids, add it. And we're going to test it today, because I'll make this smoothie, and then afterwards you guys can try it if you're brave. So this can be a little noisy. But you can see how easy it is. And if you have pineapple, mango, anything you want, you can just throw it in there. What I'll do, since I'm running short on time, is I'll finish doing it after the meeting. You guys can all sample it. I brought cups. So, recently I also started focusing on the third component of my diet transformation, which is fats. So fiber, antioxidant, and fats. A significant portion of your cholesterol level reflects the kind of fat that you eat. Most of us should keep our total fat intake to 70 grams per day or less. Fats can be broken down into the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good fats, the majority of fats that we should eat, are polyunsaturated fats, which can lower your cholesterol by 19%. I make sure I get some of these fats every day. At the beginning of the week, I cook up some salmon, and then I have it ready in the fridge to put on top of salads. Make sure it's wild salmon. That has the best omega, not farm salmon. I already mentioned walnuts and flaxseed. Walnuts in there, flaxseed in here. And I've made up little baggies. And what I do is I put healthy nuts in snack bags, and I keep them handy so that I can eat them and reduce cravings. So that's your gift from me. Those are the good fats. The bad fats are the saturated fats. Your daily dose should be less than 16 grams. 1 cup of ice cream is 15 grams. A quarter pounder is 14 grams, just to get it in perspective. You should reduce full-fat dairy products and red meat. They should play a very small portion of your diet. I've taken the step to replace butter with olive oil, and the House of Olives in Birkdale has this new new olive oil called bodacious butter that you can add. So the ugly fats are trans fats, and your daily dose should be less than 2 grams. 1 cup of buttered popcorn at 3 grams puts you over your daily limit. It's the best to avoid all trans fats. Common culprits include fried foods, packaged foods like chips and cookies and crackers. And it's also important to note, when it says 0 trans fat on the box, legally they can have 0.5 milligrams. And generally, we eat more than 1 serving when we eat those things. I know I do. So there you're eating trans fats when you eat things that even say 0 trans fat. So read the labels and watch your motivation in eating. My final recommendation is green tea. I've given you my favorite flavor to try. More than a decade's worth of research about green tea's health benefits shows its potential to fight heart disease by lowering cholesterol. Being in Toastmasters has helped me realize possibilities. With small incremental changes, I am beginning to find my voice and communicate more effectively. The same is true with our diets. With small changes to how we shop, how we cook, and even how we look at food as essential fuel for optimal performance, eating right and getting our cholesterol into the healthy range has never been easier. What matters is consistently making smart choices as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. So my most recent cholesterol level is 182.
Perfect.
Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." My daughter Kelly was born 13 days after my dad died. She inherited his beautiful blue eyes. I have faith that he knows her, but I wish that she knew him. I can't predict my future, but I can make a choice to create it.